This is Wild on 7th, your favorite Wild podcast. Did you guys see this? This is unbelievable. What is that all about, Kinger?
Get in here for the real thing.
Like, let's get weird.
Maybe I blacked out trying to figure out what was going on.
Doubt, worry, fear, because that's what we're breaking the mold on here.
Welcome to Wild on 7th, presented by Pilot Games. We're here until it's here.
All right, welcome back to Wild on 7th, your favorite Wild podcast, presented by our friends at Pilot Games. I think tryouts are probably mostly over right now, but if you're still in the midst of that stressful hour or two where live barn is blacked out and you've got no place to go but the local pub or pizza joint and pull some pull tabs and wait for your kid to come out and ask them how they did for tryouts, grab one of those tablets, those Pilot Games tablets, because not only do you have a chance to win, your community does too. You can go home with a couple of bucks in the pocket and your kids can have a better experience while at the rink. So Pilot Games, appreciate your support there. Kinger, the Wild look like they need maybe a little bit of emotional support right now. To your eye, are you concerned with how the season has started? Are you okay with it? Are you excited for some reason?
Well, I didn't shave because we got 1 point, so I'm kind of happy that I got a little. Listen to that. That's just barely enough. That's
Sandpaper.
1 point. That's 1 point against Philly. I hope I have a little beard by the time we're done with San Jose on Sunday or Saturday, whatever it is. But I guess the word I would use is uncharacteristic. I'm watching the Wild, and it doesn't look like the Wild. So I guess that could either be alarming or reassuring, because I think that they can get back to their style of hockey. I also think it's early. I will say by the end of this week, so we're recording this before they play the Rangers on Monday night. So between Rangers, Devils, Utah, San Jose, when you're staring at the end of the week and you're at 10 games, I think there's a little body of work now. Because right now it's still weird cards, right? We got Chicago in the wild card, but they have 8 points in 7 games. That does not get you into the playoffs. That is not a scintillating start.
But you look at it.
And St. Louis is in the second wild card, 6 points in 5 games. That's basically the Eriksson Ek open netter against Philly, right? Yeah. So if we were sitting in that second wild card, Faber with the gift wrap pass in overtime, and we get that goal, maybe we think everything's fine, you know. But I'm a little. I feel a little vacant. Remember last year, choose your hard chain. We talked about it like camp felt like it came and went, and I just feel
like camp itself didn't have an identity.
I know. So I feel a little bit identityless. We saw Zuccarello skating out here on the way in. That made me feel good, listening to some techno, rifling pucks into the net. Nico Sturm has not joined us yet, so it's a little like we're kind of in a false start, but we need to get going here. And I think we need to get going this week.
Yeah, I think it's a little early to be looking at the standings. And not that it's too early, but you can't panic about it. Like when you see Chicago in the first wild card spot, to your point, they have a game in hand. But, I mean, again, with it not looking like Wild hockey, and it's not the start they got off to last year, and we talked to Hines and we've talked to people about, how do you emphasize the importance of a start again? Because they put so much into the start last year, coming out of training camp. Everything was in preparation to be prepared for game 1. And you rewind 2 years ago, they felt the start is kind of what killed them.
Yeah, it was brutal.
Yeah.
We were chasing it all year.
Yeah, it cost them the Dean Evason's job, and it killed him.
Fleury stood on his head in Boston or somewhere to kind of right the ship, but yeah, it's
And if you look at last year, the start saved them. They made it on a what was it? Eriksson Ek goal,
game 82.
82, right?
But they had banked all those points. You had a Hart Trophy candidate, Kaprizov, at the New Year's Eve. You had the first place. Everything was rolling.
And then the narrative this year is, okay, well, they were able to get off to a great start with what looks like a very similar roster to this year's team. And as long as you can get a healthy Eriksson Ek, Kaprizov, Brodin, Spurgeon, things that you didn't have last year, it will look different, feel different, and be better. But this year, I think that they've struggled to find the urgency at the start of the season that they had. And now some of this is, I'll go back to the very first game of the year. And Hines, if you listen to Hines's post-game presser, he didn't love his top group's first period.
You're talking the St. Louis 5-0.
Yeah. And their start to their game, because their first shift on the ice was power play. And the power play ended up and has been on fire since.
Number 1 in the league.
Yeah. But what they haven't had is like great 5-on-5 play, and they haven't had the urgency right out of the gate. So that St. Louis game was, well, our first shift was power play, and I'm not saying like this is the reason why, but it's just the urgency wasn't there. It's feel it out, get the puck going, and power play ends up having itself a good night. Power play then goes on a complete heater, and now they're just like relying on the power play, and 5-on-5 hockey's not there. And they haven't been able to manufacture like the hunger and the desire needed to have like the start that they had last year.
Yeah, and I think even it's interesting. So the Philly game, the most recent game, they did play better. They did play harder. They could have won that game in overtime. But it's interesting, you look at the tail of the tape, right? You're outshot 21-16. You're out hit 32-19. You're 0 for 3 on a power play that's clipping at about 40%. You do kill both of your penalty kills, but then you're losing in the dot 48-51. So I mean, even though they deserved better, I think was the quote from one of the players. But
yeah, real quick,
you're still
where's
getting
the other percent go?
Well, I think it was a rounding thing. But I actually, it's funny, when I was looking at that on my phone, I was like, how should I write this down? But we lost the dot regardless. But it's. I mean, you're going to get the Rangers here, right? They've got 7 points. The Devils got 8. Utah's in third place in the Central. And then the Sharks, which we'll talk about, an all-time quote from their coach, Warsofsky. But, we got to get this week. We got a couple more games on this road trip. You can still save the road trip. And then you come home. The back-to-back thing's crazy, man. I don't know if it's an Olympic thing or what's going on, but the fact that so many back-to-backs, which is crazy. Even when they come home, it's back-to-back. So I'm surprised they didn't just go Monday, Tuesday, Jersey Rangers just to
get it out of the way.
I know, and but I'm sure that's a new element for this team and everyone in the league.
Yeah, that's to be factored in a little bit. I think fatigue to some degree, but again, where this team I thought was good, and what differentiates them probably from some of the others is the ability to be good when they need to be good. And that's the second of back-to-backs. That's when they're not off to the start that they want to. And if you just look at the Philly game alone, I think you're right in that Philly is a team that can be had. Meaning that like if the Wild play their game the way they want to, that they should just beat Philly.
Yes.
And even if they don't beat them on the scoreboard, it should be one of those games where you walk away saying, like, it wasn't our night on the scoreboard, but we liked the way we played. Instead, it was we kind of liked the way we played, but we didn't get the result. Those are, for me, are the most dangerous games there are, because you're starting to accept like something that's mediocre and expectation maybe isn't as high as it should be. But early on in the season, you don't want to just be piling on with negativity, being it's not good enough, it's not good enough, it's not good enough. And I think you look around the league right now, that's happening in some places. Like there are teams that are struggling. LA is struggling. While they aren't in a bad spot, but statistically, let's look at what happened in the Philly game. They got outshot, right? What was that? Ended up being
16-21.
So you give up 21 shots. You're stoked.
Yeah.
But you only register 16.
And this has been a thing. I mean, I found myself in that Washington game, it's never a good sign when you're searching what's the least amount of shots the Wild have ever had in franchise history. And it was 12. And we were hanging around 12 late in the third. And that's not, I think
through 2 periods, they had set the record for fewest.
I do not want
periods.
that. That is not a good Google search. I don't want that in my phone.
Right. So slot shots on net, good indicator of quality of shots. The Wild got out attempted there 16-7. High danger scoring chances. Now where it felt like it looked good, they got almost 2-1 out chanced 14-7. Wallstedt was good, and that was probably the silver linings. But I think the Wild are struggling to find what they're going to be good at 5-on-5. And Hines is mixing up the lines now all of a sudden too, trying to spark something and probably find what he has. For sure, I think what we're realizing is how important Zuki is going to be to this group and just how much his ability is going to give depth to the group. But scoring chances off the rush, 3-10. Like they're just not generating off the rush, which is I think what that top line and that third line. So when Trennian, Hartman, and Johansson were together, that was all rush. They were dynamite off the rush. And because the other two lines weren't great, they had to move Johansson around to try to create some speed and give speed to some of the other lines. But now I think across the board, they're just not generating rush plays, and they're not generating enough cycle plays. They're doing a good job drawing penalties, though. Like power plays, they do a good job drawing them. And at some point, I feel like this is like I'm overly negative on the group right now, but at some point you had to understand this power play is not going to go at a 60-something, 70% clip, that things will regress to the mean. Like a good power play is like 25 to 30%. I mean, I should say a great power play. And a bad one's what? 20%?
Yeah, they're at 38.5. That was the difference in Philly, though. Those 0 for 2 on the power play. That was a game, you're watching it with the eye test. I'm like, we win this game. Carell gets a goal late. We win. No one remembers how hard it was. When Faber went up the wall, doing his helmet was up on his head, his visor was up in his hairline. He gives the pass to Eck. I'm like, this is it. 3-on-3. We have a huge advantage here. They got Michkov and Zegras and some of these guys. And then just the most Minnesota part of it all, of course, it's Noah Cates that scores, right? Like every bar in the state is either going to be Bobby Brink or Noah Cates, or somehow like Sammy Walker is going to end up on Philadelphia and score the winning goal against us. It was just the worst. Just like, it was like that was an instant turn off the TV, right? Like just click. No post game, no nothing, just, because it was just right there, and I mean, obviously stuff happens. He hit the post on the shot. But, I think regroup. The thing I'm banking on is this. I really haven't seen us play Wild hockey. It's exactly what you said. The first game, even though we won 5-0, was a complete bizarre game. Robert Thomas could have had 9 goals in that game. like it was just a bizarre game. Then we win the ugly one against LA. The Columbus home opener is a hot mess. The Washington game is the worst. Yeah. We are bullied all over the ice. We're not covering the back post. They just look big and strong, and it just was almost like little brother. I mean, that was the worst one against the Caps. Philly, we start to get our dander up a little bit, play hard. I will say on silver lining, Wallstedt looks like, it's like he is just dialed. I mean, he's like, he looks like a terrier in net. He's just so focused, hyper-focused on the puck. It's like Adderall. He really is locked in, and that's been fun to watch.
He looks like a guy that has something to prove.
Yeah,
he was on the podcast a while ago. I remember talking about it being like he knows what he wants and what he wants to be. I don't think that that he knew how to connect those dots, right? And I think from the sounds of it, it seems like maybe he just wanted the things that have always been said he was going to get. First round pick, it's going to be his net in a couple of years. And last year seemed like it maybe was humbling for him, and he doesn't want to talk about it, put it behind him, but he learned what he needed to learn. And this year, desire kind of matches probably his skill set, right? And he does look determined, like when he's playing, doesn't he?
And he's impatient to get there. He wants to get what he thinks is the path, and he's in a hurry to get there. And he looks it. I think he's been playing great.
And what's promising is
Gus has been in worse games. Like the team has played worse in front of Gus. I'm not putting it all on him, but I'm just looking for silver linings here. I mean, he's been when you got this many back-to-backs, to have the kid playing well has been a really nice bonus.
I think it's also good just the way he's responded. So Gus comes into the season with a year left on his deal. And Wallstedt's got 2 years on his deal that he's on right now. And he could make a case mentally where it's like, all right, like if I have a good year, if I have a good couple years, this could be my net, And then all of a sudden, before the season starts and before Wallstedt really has a chance, Gus inks a 5-year deal. So now it's Gus's net for 6 years if he wants it. But Wallstedt didn't let that derail him, where I think that's what happened last year. 3-goalie rotation. Sorry, right now you're the odd guy out. See you later. It derailed him. He didn't let it, or he hasn't let it this year. And I don't know what it is, but you can see a determination, a desire in the young guy. He looks good in the net.
Whenever you get a fist pump in a shootout, and he was as animated.
I say he looked like Optimus Prime. Like that was like Optimus's prime stories. Like he's going to transform into something right there. But
well, he's twitchy and he's on the puck. I mean, if you had a little laser pointer, like you play with your kittens or something, it's like he is just on the puck. It's like his eyes could be red, like some of the Wild pregame stuff. So he's been dialed. It'll be interesting to see how they handle this Devils Rangers, right? Because, I think you're going to see obviously Gus tonight, but it starts to get interesting if Wallstedt plays against the Devils and then gets the back-to-back split at home. Now you're starting to give him a little more workload because you like what you see from the kid. I'm not saying they'll do that, nor do I care necessarily, but he's been a bright spot. The power play, obviously, 5-on-5 has really been the struggle, and depth scoring, right? We need to get Moose going. Hartman had the couple goals in the first game, but has been quiet since, right? Getting more points from the back end. Getting Faber on the scoreboard, getting more points from Jake Spurge. We're a little like this is the time of year you take the boat out of the water and you got to put that sea foam in there. We look a little muddy in the tank, and I guess I'm holding out hope that I don't know that we've seen him play Wild hockey yet, and we need to start seeing it real quick.
And I think we're seeing guys kind of do some uncharacteristic things too.
Washington game was, I've never seen more guys standing in front of our goal unmarked. Back post all night long. I mean, It was unbelievable.
D getting beat with wide speed that never get beat with wide speed. Chances developing that don't normally develop. I don't think turnovers have been like an issue. It's just more, and some of it I do think is where in the past everybody knew where they fell. Like let's just go through the D. Like you knew where guys were going to fall and what it was going to look like on the back end. Guys knew who their partners were and how they were going to play. It's changing every day right now. So guys are trying to figure each other out, and with that, I think communication's down a little bit, and certain things aren't clicking on all cylinders like we've seen in the past. And that's probably true up front too. And Hines, give him credit. He's trying to figure some things out offensively, 5-on-5. Think about the different line combinations he's thrown out there now too. So he's moved Eck up with Boldy and Kaprizov. I think he split those guys up too, and he's tried a bunch of different things, and he's been able to pop like one guy or two guys, but any move he's made hasn't had ripple effects to 2, 3, or even 4 lines. You know what I mean? And when it works for him, that is what happens. He makes a switch, and 2-3 lines start to look better instantly. It hasn't happened. It's just been like one line pops. You know?
Yeah, I think Yurov's been interesting. I've liked his game. He's very smart. He's not, we've talked about this. When a player comes over from the KHL and you don't have eyes on him the same way, he really plays a 200-foot game. He's very smart. Reminds me a lot of Rossi. I know that's maybe a weird comparison, but this is a guy I think could get going, and could become part of the offense. He feels like he's right there. That would really help us if Yurov can start, trending towards, a 20, 30 point guy. That's a game changer for us. Now he's not getting a ton of ice right now, but he's been kind of, glass half full when I'm watching. I think we don't have a lot of, there's bone and muscle. When you lose Zuki, you lose Sturm, it's a little lean, and the 5-on-5 story is really what has to change.
Yeah, they just got to score more and find some confidence, and we'll see. Now the Rangers aren't without their struggles too. The team that they play tonight, the Rangers have been getting good goaltending. I'll look it up quick, but their scoring hasn't been great. I think Panarin just broke out, but
they can't score at home. Is an interesting dynamic. I think they've been losing games 1-0 at home. And the fan base has not been happy about this. So Madison Square Garden has been a little bit haunted to start the season. I hope that remains the case tonight when we get to roll in there. But again, I mean, this is on paper a better team than Philly, as are the Devils 2 nights later.
Yeah, so the Rangers right now through 7 games have 15 goals for. And I think at home they're getting a goal a game kind of.
It's brutal at home.
Yeah, so they're
not even a goal a game.
Yeah, they're 2.15 goals per game right now. The Rangers are, and Shesterkin's playing dynamite. So I think they feel like they've got some missed opportunities there. But Rangers are one of those teams too where you look at it up front, it should be frightening. You've got JT Miller, Panarin, Zibanejad. I mean.
Adam Fox on D. I mean, there's a lot there.
They do have what looks like a really good, for sure, top 6, but they're not scoring.
Tough goaltender again, so we'll have to find a way. Do you want to go around the league a little bit on a couple things? So we play San Jose at the end of this stretch here, and they've got 2 points. And this is an all-time quote. This Ryan Warsofsky, who was, I believe he led the U.S. to the World Championship gold, did he not? He was the coach. He's being quoted after a game. He says, "I'd give one of my kids for an effing win." Oh. And so I spent my morning checking if Ryan Warsofsky has children. Yes, he does have one child, and his wife is already tangled up in the algorithm for AI responses to this interview. Can you imagine coming home from work carts and you're like, "Hey, before you see it, honey, I just want you to know I might have said that I would sacrifice one of our children. I know we only have one to get a victory for my hockey team. My day job at work, I might have said I'd trade." And the little kids in the background, making Lunchables, listening. Can you even, that's just a tough one to come back from on the home front. I mean, and it's amazing. I mean, it's the most hockey thing ever, right? I'd give one of my children. I only have one for a win. So that's going to be awkward if they do win tonight or tomorrow. And then,
Just like Simba with the baby.
Yes.
Or, you know what I'm talking about? Lion King, where they hold Simba up in the air.
He just leaves the kid on the ice at the end of the game and heads home. That was tough. We've had a couple moments. The other one I was going to give you, this guy on Washington, this gigantic forward. I have never seen a hockey player like this.
Otis?
Yes. I was an offensive lineman. I mean, it's just awesome. The guy is I know there's been big guys like Rempe and all this, but this guy is the helmet doesn't fit on his head. He scores a lot. Remember the old the ice hockey video game where it was like you could have the skinny guy or the medium guy or the big guy. I mean, this is a whole new thing. This player, I find him fascinating. Just the size of him.
He's good too,
and he's really good.
I know.
I think he plays penalty kill. I think he was out there on the penalty. I'm like, what am I watching here? This is like seeing an offensive lineman playing hockey and being highly skilled. And so I don't know where they found him, but damn, I that's a special.
He's got a brother too. I don't know what organization his brother's playing with, but.
Well, whatever country he's from, maybe let's get the scouts there because they are eating well and they are playing good. So I've been intrigued. The other, did you see the Duhaime before the game? Ovi, we know they didn't want you. They didn't want you. But you know what? We love you. When they start singing to Duhaime and they're shoving them and pushing them, money on the board, I'm sure, and misfits and all this. And that's what I'm looking for from the Wild. I'm looking for the moments. I thought the Middleton hit on Duchesne gave us some of that. I mean, Dallas is a hated team here. And when he just killed him at center ice. Then he had to fight because that's the modern NHL, apparently. That was a moment. I thought Moose tapping Delorier might be a thing, but it didn't seem to do.
Yeah, guys are trying.
Yeah, it's just like we just need a
in their role.
spark.
Yeah.
Just give me a spark. Give me that Eck play in Philly. It had all of the looks of it. Like it was like I could already see that highlight loaded into the Grand Casino stat pack, the highlight pack. And it just ping, just the post. The margin, it's so thin, Carts. It's so thin. And even with the start last year, we ended up making it by 1 point. So these are the little things to get there.
How close were you watching? I was watching
every
the Philly game.
Minute.
Okay, so what sparked the Delorier fight with Foligno?
Well, I thought, so in the paper it says that Foligno asked him to fight because he wanted to get going, which they thought that was fascinating. But when I watched it on TV, it looked to me like Delorier initiated it.
That's what it looked like on TV.
Because I turned to...
And Foligno looked like he said maybe later or something like that.
I turned to my buddy and I'm like, that's a tough one. When this guy that looks like Gritty, the mascot, is asking you to fight, I think you take a minute and say, let's just see how this plays out. But then Foligno tapped him with his stick. So I think Delorier said, if you want to dance, I'd like to dance. And then Moose was the one that, I think when he talked to him, he was like, let's see what happens here for a hot second. But then like minutes later, he gives him the tap with his stick. Foligno does, and then they dance, and those are some big boys throwing them. But so it's just like we're not quite Superman punching, throwing helmets, Goose sliding into the
close.
That Middleton hit was awesome. I mean, Dallas.
That was a perfect hit.
Dallas is our nemesis between this whole Jake Ottinger. He's from Minnesota. It's like the Philadelphia Eagles with the Vikings. Like if you want to just have teams that you can legitimately hate every day of your life, sign me up for the Dallas Stars, sign me up for the Philadelphia Eagles. And seeing him really get a guy was pretty awesome. And then the team responded. They start scoring goals. I'm like, we're going to come back and win this game. This is how you get some mojo going in, but not quite.
So digging into the stats on the Rangers game tonight, the Rangers do have 0 goals for.
At home, right?
At home.
Yeah, they've never scored a goal.
They haven't scored a goal at home.
Yeah. I don't know.
Now, how are you feeling about that?
I wish you didn't say that. I wish you didn't say that at all. I was walking into Herbie's for the Lainey Wilson concert, and I turned to my buddy and I said, I don't want to say this, but Wallstedt's been playing good. And as I said it, the puck went off of his skate from behind the net and went into the net as I'm walking up the stairs into Herbie's on the park. And it's just crazy when that stuff happens. Yeah, let's stay icy cold. There's no lines in the pull tab box at Madison Square Garden. Please keep it that way. And let's beat these guys.
So back to margins being razor thin. This is an interesting stat.
Razor thin. So you almost have potentially your moment in the Philly game. Oh, it was there, man. I mean,
hits the post.
All of it. The Faber high visor, He's always looking at the scoreboard. He passes it across. Eck, yawning net. Pink.
Guess who leads the league in posts and crossbars hit?
The Wild?
The Wild do.
Okay. You're giving me something.
Yeah. So they've got 12. That's the most. 8 posts, 4 crossbars.
So it's coming.
It's coming. And then if you look at some of the fancy stats, expected goals for the Wild are lower, 26, but they're generating more and better chances. So then they're getting credit for, if that makes sense.
Well, scoring isn't our problem yet. 5-on-5 scoring.
5-on-5
huge problem.
And that's where this was.
But we're 17th in goals for. I would say last year we were much lower than that. Goals against is the shocking part. We're 27th out of 32. This is a team that's built from the back end. We got 10 defensemen that are good.
And again, if the one that's concerning is you've got LA at home down 3-0 going into the third, and you win that game, but it's also possible that by winning that game in the shootout, it masks the problem a little bit, right? You should be able to close a team out up 3 in the third, right? And at home. I think sometimes games like that, they stick with you for a while, you know? And but yeah.
We haven't had a clean victory yet. We haven't had, like, remember the Carolina game a couple, like when
you're looking for Mortal Kombat kind of.
You just look at it and you go, that's just a game we win every time. That's Wild hockey. We won. We were better. There's no question marks. Nothing is in italics.
Yeah, like our goalie was better, our D were better.
Nothing is in pencil.
Yeah.
That's just a straight up W. We haven't had that yet.
No. Let's hope.
But it's only 6 games. Let's just relax. Let's just settle down.
But it is only 6 games, but we are also nearing Thanksgiving. What are we, a month out from Thanksgiving right now? A little over?
Yeah, well, believe me, by the end of this week, 10 games, that's a lot different than 6 games. It's a lot different. So, hey, I'm already, like, don't worry. If you need panic, I am looking at the standings. I'm looking at the standings all the time because I know how hard it is, right? You do not want to be carrying a 45-pound sewer cap with you the entire season,
right?
Because you got a slow start. You just don't want that. It's too hard to tread water. You need to start making some deposits in the bank, 2-point deposits.
Yeah, and you're going to probably want to take some deposits. Well, I should say, invest in your own home right now. Winter is coming. The cold is coming. Make sure your furnace is working appropriately. Don't wait until snow flies and all of a sudden it's below 0 and you're like, oh no, I've got to get my furnace tuned up. Schedule your $29 furnace tune-up today at AquariusHomeservices.com. Aquarius, earning the right to be recommended.
Yeah, you know, and if I was going to, I'm going to have a get-together coming up here in November, having some people over to the house. And as I pregame for that, little 5K run, I think I'm going to go over to Cub. I'm going to get some snacks. I'm going to get some chips, some dips, all the things you need for kind of that late fall, pre-Thanksgiving setup. I'm going to head to a Cub with a liquor store so I can get some libations, as Mr. Carter likes to say. I'll probably get some stuff for the grill. I'm going to be all set up. This is a brand that's one of us. They love it. They sponsor our pod. They're on PJ Fleck's headset. By the way, you see that video of him running into the locker room after they beat Nebraska? This guy goes full speed, jumps, and he went flying on the top of the players for like 100 yards. It's awesome.
PJ Fleck.
PJ Fleck.
Yeah.
Have
I told you about this?
This
I don't like
crazy.
That.
I love it.
I hate it.
I love it.
I hate it.
We'll come back to this. But they're on his headset. They do the Homer Hankies when the Twins aren't trading all their players. Cub, they're one of us. They love it. And if you were going to construct like the perfect afternoon for yourself, how would you do it?
Well, I would first off make sure that I have a cozy place to sleep and rest should anything happen throughout the day. Terrible transition. But I would make sure, though, that I check with my friends at Wild Construction to make sure that my roof is sound, that my siding will keep the cold out, that my windows are airtight so that I'm not wasting any energy. Again, they do specialize in roofs. There's probably not enough time for them to get a new roof on right now, but they can get somebody up on the roof until snow flies to get you checked out. Sometimes it does take a handful of months, up to 12, for some of the damage from storms to show up. So again, wildconstruction.com. They've got the resources on their website to see if you're within an area that had a storm, and they'll know the dates. They'll get up there, assess the damage, and get you taken care of. And in the meantime, if you've had, and you have, ice damming issues, window issues, siding issues, they've got you covered, wildconstruction.com. Let's get back to our boy, PJ Fleck. I didn't see this, and it's a good thing for me, though.
It's one of the, would you like to see it while we're here?
Yeah.
The speed and here's what I like about it. Two things. First of all, this guy could have severely injured himself. The type of, this is all gas, no brakes running into the locker room. And all you can say about PJ is the guys have to love him. You can't tell me there's a college player that doesn't love having PJ Fleck be his coach.
Really?
I think they love him. He's like them. He's young and fun and trying stuff. And this week's Captain American week, and next week's going to be, Iron Man week. And here's your t-shirt.
I interpret it differently.
What do you not like?
And I've said this before. Forgive me if I've said this before, but he made that win about him. He didn't play a.
Okay, just take this at face value though. Watch the video.
He doesn't play a snap, right? I feel a coach's job is to get people prepared. A coach should never take the credit for what occurred on the field. We just had Jacques Lemaire on the podcast. Do you think Jacques Lemaire would ever run into the room and crowd surf with the group? No. Totally different era. No. How about Paul Maurice? He doesn't address the team with the Stanley Cup. He didn't go in there. He said, this is their time. They earned this. He's a human quote machine, though. Paul Maurice. Just do the physical. Just give me a note on it. I don't know. I have to open it in the App Store. I don't know. You got to open it. Hold on. But so where I'm going with this is he somehow, I think the players probably like the energy, but he somehow takes their accomplishments away from them. He diminishes what they've done and make it about him. Like, you didn't talk about Gopher football. You didn't bring Gopher football beating Nebraska up. You brought up PJ Fleck crowd surfing. That's the difference. That's what I don't like about it, is it's about PJ Fleck. It's not about the team. And I understand college football. Like, you have those guys for 5 years? And from a marketing standpoint, you're a marketing guy. The coach is the most marketable asset that those programs have because he has great staying power, right? I still just don't like it. I don't think that a coach should make it about him. And you could go other places. I don't follow college football that closely, but I can't imagine there are too many others at, SEC schools crowd surfing. Yeah, well, I think for me, it's like they're, I don't even know if that's from an entertainment perspective. I think it's great. I mean, I just think it puts a ceiling on what your team is capable of. Well, I think we're in no man's land with Gopher football, right? We're right in the middle. And to have a guy like him trying to claw us up into that top 25 in an NIL era where it is about marketing, it is about knowing who your coach is. Yeah. It is about having something. Would you like to play for the Gophers? And you're just thinking as a player, what are the Gophers? Well, all you know is it's PJ Fleck and row the boat, and you've got a couple things in your brain. I think it helps us. Yeah. It gives us a few ornaments. It has great energy. It looks good. It looks like the guys enjoy it. From a raw execution standpoint, just to run that fast and jump and hope that your 6'6" linemen don't miss you or throw you into a wall or you don't break your neck. I mean, it's the dude, he's not faking it. No, I'll give it that. That was real. They held him up. They were excited. He for sure. Remember in Revenge of the Nerds when they go to pick up the guys for school and they're already wearing their clothes? Like, PJ Fleck wakes up in the morning and he's wearing the PJ Fleck costume and he's got the headset on and he just gets up and he pours himself in an orange juice and his wife's like, "How are you doing?" He's like, "Elite." And he plugs in his headset and he drives in his car to work. I mean, it's real. It's what he is. He is the cartoon.
And so I give him credit for that. I think it's fun. And in a town where we can be a flyover state, I like that he's punching the sky, for Gopher football. I could
be talked into it being fun and knowing that you have to do something different to attract players and to build your program differently. I actually can get on board with that and buy into that. I just we'll see if it's successful over time. I just don't know.
Hey, I got two things. I know we're going to wrap up here, but a couple things. First of all, I think Tarasenko has been interesting. He's getting a little pod bump, right? He made a hell of a play catching that puck, setting it down, getting it back, and scoring. He's kind of in the mix on secondary scoring. He's in that 5-6 point range, which not that many guys are on the team. But I wanted to ask you as an analyst, what's going on with shots on goal? Why am I watching these games and having so much anxiety watching periods end when it says 3? I almost wish they didn't put the shots on goal on the screen, because it just gives me the L on my forehead feeling watching games. And then faceoffs, okay? Why can't someone figure out a tush-push way to win every faceoff or do better at faceoffs? In a world of skill, when guys are doing lacrosse moves and all this crazy stuff, you're telling me there's not a hack? Like TikTok can't figure out. They can figure out how to make a can of Sprite explode with an Altoid and a banana. They can't figure out how we can win 51% of faceoffs. Like, this isn't a thing. Like, there's not a cheat code.
51%.
Give me a cheat code. Like, why? It's such a big deal. Think of 3-on-3 overtime. If you don't win that first faceoff, you're like, oh, I got 3 minutes of watching guys go in and out of the zone, and we're not even going to touch the puck. Like, faceoffs are. I used to kind of get frustrated when Wes Walls would talk about it all the time on the broadcast, but it's so important. So what's going on with faceoffs and what's going on with SOGs with this team?
Well, I think there's a couple of things. I think at times there are critical faceoffs, which are your 4 dots in the end zones.
Absolutely.
And then you have 5 other dots where I think guys take off. I think good teams care about those dots too and understand the value, like 3-on-3. That one's a center ice dot. I think you can go from 48 to 51 somehow, and just the middle ice dots, just by caring more, just by wanting it more. And the end dots are tough. I don't think that there's like a way to hack it now. And
there has to be.
There's so much nuance to all of it. Let's say you're out there and you're a lefty and you're on your strong side. Now they bring a righty out. That's a much different face-off than if they bring a lefty out. If they bring a lefty out and you're on your strong side and they're on their weak side, you're like, woohoo, this is great. Like, you're probably 70% on that face-off.
But that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, should some guy have a straight stick? You've got a straight stick on the wall for faceoffs.
Okay, so then
I'm literally saying, like, what is – like, you think of that Ovechkin goal, right? Now, I don't even know if we could have done anything besides win the faceoff. I don't look at Zeev or whoever was trying to get out to him. They didn't have time to get out to him. By the time you won the faceoff, it was in the back of the net. But they're like backbreakers, though.
That's outrageous, though. You have – like, as a center, though, in that spot, you have one job. I don't remember if that was off of an ice, so the center didn't have an opportunity, right?
It was in our zone, right?
It was in our zone.
The left dot looking out from our net.
Yeah, I don't remember if it was off an ice. But your job, and you should be able to execute this as your job, you can't do one thing. What is it?
Lose the faceoff?
To him right there.
Well, we did. That just has to feel so bad.
That does feel terrible.
Like, you're like,
and any guy that's been in the dot has done that before. Like, and it happens, but that's the one place you can't lose the draw.
It's like,
that's the only way that puck ends up in your net that fast,
And I was watching the replay, and I'm looking at the guys trying to get out to him, and there just was no chance.
No, perfect shot. That's why you can't lose it that clean.
Yeah, so you could just have some way to say, like, I might lose this faceoff, but not to him.
100%.
Yeah.
That you should be able to find a way to do that. Yeah. And that's where there's no like tush push singular hack to it. Like, you have to be, it's a skill, and it's a mental skill, and it's a physical skill. You have to understand and read and have a good feel for what the other team's trying to do in that moment, right?
And I've heard you say it before. It's 5 guys, not 1.
Yeah.
It's a unit. But I'm telling you, like MIT, TED Talks, TikTok, if somebody can figure this out.
You'd have to have AI in your helmet.
Yes.
And it would have to be able to analyze every situation, the way they shoot, how this team wins faceoffs, and then say, this is what this faceoff, what they're trying to accomplish here. Take it away.
Well, if that's what Amazon Web Services does, like, I sign us up.
You know what? The first thing I would do is I would make every player take, not saying that I would do this, like I feel like they should do this. That's not what I'm saying. But if I would make every player take a faceoff, not just the centerman. And that requires them all to know the responsibilities and routes. This is another thing with the centerman is he has responsibilities, right? So it's to stay D side. If they go wing over the top, he's got to release his center, then he's got to go to the wing. Like, the center has the most complex job of anybody in that situation, and he has to win the draw. So he has to be a thinker, has to be good. And that's challenging for sure. But now I forgot where I was.
Shots on goal was the other one. I just don't know. I hear you on faceoffs. It just doesn't appear to be a.
Oh, no, I would have everybody take a faceoff. So
you're saying in practice?
Just in general. I would.
In games?
Yeah. I would make sure that I always have a good strong side option. You know, so if I'd have to go back and look, and I don't remember who was on the draw on that side. So it was one by a lefty to Ovi on his one-timer side.
Bang.
Yes. Maybe it wasn't a lefty. If it wasn't a lefty, that's even more egregious. But
I don't remember. I know Z.
The point is, you always have somebody on your strong side. So, like, unless your line's all
you're saying we're at a disadvantage because we got too many guys right-handed or too many guys left-handed.
And only one guy takes a draw.
Yeah. And there's not enough people with that club in their bag.
Teams that are really good, like if you go to the Rangers, I think they're a good face-off team. Like JT Miller and Zibanejad will take faceoffs.
Yeah, and they have 2 guys every time.
Based on their strong side.
Yeah.
So not only can you cheat, which helps a lot.
You got backup.
You've got a strong backup. And I've always felt this is a sneaky trick on faceoffs, is if you purposely, and I would do this when I was playing from time to time.
Send in a guy that you're going to get kicked out
purposely
on purpose.
Get kicked out. So that guy takes a log off the fire, he relaxes a little bit, and I go in there with extreme intensity, and he's not ready for it.
I'm telling you, this is an area we need to nerd out on. It matters so much. So that was a great answer. You did a good job. Shots on goal. What's going on? Why are there always 3 shots on goal? I mean, if I only coached at U14 and youth hockey, but I would sure as hell be telling you see the damn goalie and you're in the zone. Shoot. Right now, we got to get going, boys. We're 6 games into the season. If you can see Igor and you're in the zone, fire it. I mean, I know that's not how the NHL works, but what's going on?
Statistically, they're not struggling that bad.
Okay.
So I think they're 16th with a little over 28 shots per game.
They come late. So this team, the shots are really slow. I don't know if you can see that stat, but it feels like the first half of the second period, we are just always at a deficit. And then we kind of catch up.
Yeah, I think it takes a little time too. So early on, I feel teams that focus on volume probably understand that they don't have the skill to make plays. So it's obviously a balancing act between quantity over quality. And some of the teams that have quantity lack quality, or maybe the quality skill there to make the play that will put the puck into the back of the net. Now you can change your playing philosophy and say, all right, I just want volume and I want people at the net, right? And I'm going to score ugly goals. And that could work, but that's a hard way to play for 82 games, especially if you have talent.
Yeah, I know the players wouldn't like that either. I'm not asking them to turn into Penn State in college where it's just,
But if you look at shots on goal right now, teams that are good, Carolina, every year. And
5-0.
Yeah, every year, they shoot the puck. But some of this might be just Carolina counts everything that gets thrown towards the net.
Okay, so they got a generous.
It's been that way in the past. Anaheim was that way too. Now, ironically, Anaheim's number 3 on this list. So it's Carolina, Colorado, Anaheim, Washington, Columbus, Vegas. Islanders, Ottawa, Kings. So now,
most of those teams
in the top 10, you have half
most of
half
those
the teams
are top of the standings too.
Some are on the top, some are on the bottom.
Yeah, a lot of them are on top though.
LA, Ottawa, New York.
Yeah, but you got
That's
Vegas
7,
in
8,
there.
9.
You got Colorado in there. You got Carolina in there. But yeah, I don't know. It's more of a mental thing. I don't think it affects the players that much, but as a fan, just seeing that shot thing.
I think it's not necessarily volume. You just want to win that battle. Like you want, if Philly's got 20, you just want 25.
Yeah.
If they've got 15, you'll take 20.
And you don't want 10.
No.
It's just it's almost like, remember, there's a loser mentality in that too. You remember leaving the rink and you lost the game and we outshot them 35-10. Their goalie stood on, but it's just interesting. I feel like we're a little jammed up getting pucks to the net as well.
All right, couple more things. Let's just have a quick 6-game check-in on your bold predictions. How are you feeling about them right now?
Well, I love the Leon Boldy. He's been great. They got 9 points each, Kirill and him, so he's definitely.
What's he got to get to, 90?
Yeah, I think you ratcheted me up all over the board, but I think Boldy's been playing great.
Well, 90 is just not. Yeah.
I got a little issue on you also cranked me up on Faber to 45 points, and he has none so far, so that's not starting great.
That was me. You made me go up on Bouillon.
Yeah, well, you made me go up on Brock as well. I think the Tarasenko, Bouillon, Yurov remains to be seen. We're getting some out of Zeev and some out of Tarasenko. I like how Yurov's been playing, but he hasn't been really chipping in offensively, so that's going to be a tough get at 150. It's a mixed bag so far.
Yeah.
What are yours? How are you feeling? You had low hits. Where are they at on hits?
They're somewhere around the middle of the pack, and I think that probably has some to do with the fact that they're struggling. I do feel like if they were
There's some frustration.
If they were off to a better start, the hit numbers would be lower. And full disclosure, the lower hit numbers I think is a positive thing for the group.
And did you have a Wallstedt pick too, right? Like something lowest save percentage?
That was last year.
Okay. Are you way off on anything?
I don't know. I think the hits one is probably Bouillon I had.
He's chipping in offensively.
What else is there, Huss?
Let's see.
We'll have to edit some of this out, but my computer died.
Am I just reading the top ones? Yeah, so Gus will start 60 games. Bouillon will score 45 plus, 48 plus.
And be top 3 in Calder.
Yeah.
Yep. Kaprizov will finish top 3 in Hart. Wild will have 82% net penalty kill. Wild will finish bottom 5 in hits.
And what were mine?
Kinger, Boldy will score 90 plus points. Tarasenko, Bouillon, Yurov will combine for
150.
120.
Oh, okay. That helps.
Faber will score 45 points.
Yeah.
By Olympic break, Guerin will trade for a whale.
Yeah, I like that.
Wallstedt will win 15 plus games.
Okay. I forgot I had the little Wally snuck in my bag there. That helps. I'm happy it's 120, not 150.
This is good because Wally having a good start, I think bodes really well.
Helps
for him.
me on one and hurts you on yours.
Right.
Yeah.
That hurts Gus. Now there's a lot of back-to-backs and Wallstedt.
That's why I picked it.
I think it's 2 games in and Wallstedt has earned confidence there, or like the confidence in the stat.
He's a .909, 2.35. He's in the leaders. He doesn't play that much, but
yeah. Bouillon, I think, is in a pretty good spot. Like, what's he sitting at?
I love watching Bouillon play. I think he's
getting better every shift.
I'm fine with any of the nerves or he lost the puck at the blue line or whatever. He's 19 years old. He's extremely talented.
Yeah, and he's getting more confident each shift, don't you think?
One-man breakout, by the way.
Yeah.
You don't need a ladder play. Put your ladder in the garage. This guy can skate it up. It's like JoJo. Both those guys. One-man breakout. What a luxury.
I think what's exciting about him is you can see his hands and his head, even though he's a good skater. it can process faster than he can kind of get there. And he'll blow a tire from time to time trying to like catch up with his hands and his brain. But once they're all on the same page, watch out. He's going to be dynamite. You know,
he's a good player, and I'm down with taking a little pain.
He's got 5 points right now.
Yeah.
How about Kaprizov top 3 in the Hart?
I think that
they have to make a playoff.
That helps you because this is a group based on early. It's very early, but if we're going to get there, if we're going to have a good season.
He's going to have to be.
He's going to have to be great.
Yeah.
He's going to have to be the $136 million man.
That's almost the same as saying the Wild are going to make the playoffs. Like if they make the playoffs, he'll probably be for sure top 5 Hart.
He has to. I mean,
if they don't, he won't.
If you have a bad year, so I think you're almost betting on the team.
Yeah.
When you bet on him. But yeah, I think it's all out there. I mean, even, Faber should have had assists the other night, right? Good play. We'll see. I really think it's so crazy, but the difference between 6 games and the next time we talk to you on Monday, and we've now seen 10. We've seen a couple more on the road against a little bit better teams. We've seen one you got to have against San Jose, and Utah, somebody in the Central that's an up-and-comer. I mean, we're going to know a lot more next Monday.
Do we have our trivia bit prepared, locked and loaded? Let's get that in here. I love this.
You love this because
I do.
don't
you
know
hate
anything.
it, but it's good.
I don't know anything.
It's good. And then now we just have to be prepared for
I'm a New
Testament
Testament Wild guy. Like I think when Kirill was born, I'm so much better post Kirill. What would that be? AK after Kirill than I am early years.
All right, let it rip.
All right, here we go. Before joining the Wild, he had already won a Stanley Cup.
Okay, hold on. Give us a second. Can the player be on the current team, or is this all alumni?
Can I answer that?
I don't think you can answer that.
Okay, keep
sure
going. We haven't established those rules. All right, keep going.
I mean, it's 25th anniversary. You can probably assume it's
Okay.
alumni.
So he answered it.
Yep, that helps. Okay. Doesn't mean I'm going to get it.
He served as the team's alternate captain in his time with the Wild.
Eric Stahl. Now you get 3 freebies.
Okay. Let's keep going. Like, you rushed it.
Played 3 seasons for the Wild.
It's not Eric Stahl. This is amazing. Won a cup. Wore an A.
Just get over yourself. Keep
3
going.
seasons.
I'm just going to take all
I
the
would have
clues.
guessed it right there.
Give me
too.
all the clues. What does it matter? Keep going.
Gills, these better be right, by the way. He played over 1,200 NHL games, recording over 300 goals in his career.
Okay. Still just a good player that played for us briefly and won a cup before he was with us. But the captain thing's interesting. Okay, give me the last one.
He scored 4 shorthanded goals for the Wild in one season, and it was a franchise record at the time.
Oh, God. I hope that Brian Ralston?
Bingo.
Yes! I'm back. Oh, my God. You just got destroyed.
Did you see how hard he
there.
selling?
You got
Getting it on the last
destroyed.
one with a straight gas.
You got destroyed. This is a thing you thought you were good at, and I just took it from you.
We should look how much of those
You
were
rushed
true
it.
about
You were
Eric Stahl.
that's just careless. You were just like, you could have had me all day.
I think it's different. I think it's different. Yeah, if you get one wrong. But Eric Stahl was like, boom.
There's not enough what I would call John King clues in here. Like, this is a guy who was famous for doing a slap shot on a shootout.
Yeah,
Brian Ralston. Like, I would have had
known that too.
You know, I know, but that's just, we need to, like, let's just sell out.
What if they said this guy likes to skate with his tongues out?
Who was the tongue out guy? I don't even know.
Brian Ralston.
Oh, did he skate with his tongue out? I didn't know that.
Wait.
I did not know that.
His tongues.
Tongues? He has more than... Oh, skates?
Yeah.
Oh, so he didn't lace them up very well. He was a big Achilles guy. I thought he was like Michael Jordan, like rolling around with the big one hanging out. I think that's a good way to end. Hey, we're here. Let's hope we're a little happier next week. Let's hope the beard's a little bit longer, the whisker ticker. We're here.
Till it's here.